All right, this is part 4 of teaching Kabbalah. This is Lleooneiro, and this is my head under a blanket. So now that we've got those basics out of the way, now the tree of life, the 10 spheres, which is 12, okay, asterisk here, right? 10, not 9, 10, not 11, it's very important, right? And the 2 that are missing to give us a symmetry of 12, which will bring us to 13 by default in the center, because if you line 12 spheres together, you get the 13th one in the center by default, which is a negative space, which is 13, which that 13 is the missing floor. 13 is the unlucky number because it's dark and all this and that, right? It's not exactly what it is. It's because everything has 4 qualities, quadrivium. Everything that exists has a number, a shape, a color, and sound that has to it, right? You can give it those 4 qualities. So if you look at everything and you put it into dimensionals, like what is 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, etc., right? Is it a dot? Is it a circle? Is it a sphere? Is it a hypercube? Right? Then you start to see how this works. So you put these spheres together in a 3rd dimension, right? Which is why when we look up, we see spheres, right? They're all circles. They're orbiting, right? They're circles. Even though the moon is tidally locked, whole different story, right? And other planets, you can see through a telescope that they rotate, right, as they also spin around, right? They're spheres because a sphere is the max thing that we can perceive from this dimension. Like when if you were outside of Earth, not talking about NASA or any of the moon landing bullshit, okay? Whether it doesn't matter. Here's the story. When you come to Earth, okay, when you look at Earth, either way, from the sky, okay, it's a sphere. But when you get down to it, when you get into it, it becomes flat in your plane. And that's because it's so big, right? Right? Okay, fine. If you're smart, you understand that. You get it, right? But the max shape that you're going to get out of anything here is a sphere. There's no other symmetrical greater shape than that. Then you do that, then you get into hypercubes, right? Which are radioactive and they're moving all the time, right? So you have the 4th dimension, which is duration, 5th location, 6th direction. They come 3, 6, 9, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, and they're at a right angle to the dimensions below them, right? Just like music, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? They all curl inside. So it's a torus. Everything's a torus, right? It's hollow in the middle, right? I hope you're catching all this because you're getting the story of everything here, right? So the higher dimensions, they're up in the sky. They're all here within us, right? So we have the 3 physical dimensions, and the 4, 5, and 6 dimensions are here. They're time. We're experiencing here, right? And they also exist as above, so below, as within, so without. So they're also inside of us. Right? The human being is a map of the cosmos. We connect your consciousness to the most high and the lowest at the same time because we're physical. Right? It's just like you have the 4 elements. When you stand on the ground and you look at the horizon at a beach, right? We have the ground is below, earth, right? Solid. And below it, you have the liquid, the ocean, water, right? And then above that, you have air, right? And each one gets less dense, right? And above that, and in that, you have fire, right? There's 4. And then above that, you have light. Right, so there you get the 5th element, right, and you're going from there in spirituality. You see where I'm going with this, hopefully. So we have all that, and we're back to the tree of life now with the 10 spheres and 4 worlds. Okay, now the spheres are connected by 22 paths between the spheres in the situation we're in. Now the Kabbalah Center doesn't use the 2 paths that are between Mercury and Venus and the Earth, and they said that the Earth is only connected to the moon and then the rest of the solar system, and that is Islamic shit. Like I told you, the Islam is a moon cult, right? And they're using that to control people and say everything we do here is under the weight of the moon because of the ecliptic, right? And it's not the truth. It's part of the fallen light. It's part of the system they use. And if you know what Mecca is, right? If you go look at Mecca, because a lot of people haven't even seen Mecca, they don't know what it is. Okay, it's in Saudi Arabia. There's a giant black cube in the ground. There's a whole bunch of people that are walking counterclockwise around it, 24 hours a day for centuries. Okay, and if you look at it, it looks like a magnet. It looks like the North Pole of Saturn when you look at it, right? And they built a giant clock tower that's green on it, right? Evil green with a bull at the top of it, right? Like a moon crescent up in the air. So you got Saturn, time, Chronos, and you got the moon right there. And I'm sure you've heard of, or if not, you can go look up the Saturn Moon Matrix. There's even a Betty Boop cartoon years ago where they showed a thing where they had Saturn painted up like a Jewish person and the moon come up, and they were both betting with Mars and Venus on who wanted to buy the Earth, right? And Saturn won, and then Saturn took the money from the moon and then pulled the magnet out of the Earth, and it created gravity, and it fucked up everything. And so it threw everything up in the air and locked everything down, right? So where we're stuck in here, because if you go look, a fire, if you put fire in a vacuum, fire doesn't look like a red flame with a little blue part at the bottom. Okay, what fire looks like is a blue sphere. Again, it's the full maxed out shape, right? And there's no gravity pulling it down, making it like that. So it's a sphere, it's a unity, and it's a blue. The blue is a higher vibration. Don't go to bad, don't go to bad it, okay? It's just the way it is. That the low vibration we're in now, with the situation we're dealing, the blue is very small at the bottom when you light a flame, and the red and the orange, the lower vibrations are pulled up, right? And that's how everything is being affected here. Well, life is the way it is. We're shaped like that. Our feet are on the ground, right? Birds can fly, but they still have to come to the ground, right? Everything's being pulled down here because it's being manipulated. It's being manipulated out of the realm of what people believe it can be manipulated. Like, they get into HARP when they get on the set, most of them don't understand the radio frequencies and the crap that's really going on here, and the depths of what is keeping us dumb and sick and ignorant, so they can wage war on this place. And I'll get into that later, but we're still sticking with the tree of life, right? So we got the tree of life, the 22 pass between it, which are the Hebrew letters. The Hebrew letters are flames casted from the inside of the Taurus. If you look at it and put the letters inside the Taurus, there are different aspects that make up the Taurus that are all different flames, and you're shaping with your hand too. All right, we'll keep that. That's part 4. We're going to part 5.